that hand. Look at it creeping. She's like, get away from me.
Family problems, economic problems, or some bad news from our family, or our business, or our job. All of these are the things that pressure you and cause stress. You need the help of someone. You need someone to listen, someone to help. Jesus Christ is here, and He is able to hold your hand through those problems and difficulties that you face in your life. We reach up today in the darkness and hold the hand of Christ, and our fear goes. He said, be of good cheer. I'm here. Even if you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will be with you. Don't be afraid.
Rapidly rising
Stop scrolling for a second. I posted this video with no description and no hashtags so that the algorithm wouldn't send it to anyone who it wasn't meant to go to. So if you're seeing me, it means you were meant to see this.
You can see that the rider
And I'm
first
here to
break the
tell
window
you
with the wooden beam
that
that you
you're
saw
awesome.
previously,
You're
and a
beautiful.
lone police officer
You're exactly who you're
inside
supposed to be.
responds
And you're exactly what God
and
intended.
begins to spray the first man who enters, but is quickly overwhelmed.
They coming, don't worry. Just lay down somewhere. Just don't come to us.
Turn the lights down low. Let some music on and soft and slow.
The Wyatt, I'm so sorry. Jesus. We are calling the police, but goddamn.
Died after running into a dead-end tunnel, whimpering and crying and screaming.
That's right there, bro. I'm sorry.
So I just heard the hardest hitting quote ever. And it says, if your absence doesn't bother them, your presence never meant anything.
Get out the car. Oh, she on him.
Can we at least agree that whatever happens to her, she definitely deserved? I swear, Biden got y'all thinking y'all can do whatever the hell y'all want to cops without any repercussions.
You know,
But also, parents, where are y'all at? This generation, dude, I swear, y'all really think y'all can go around fucking with cops, destroying their property, and y'all just think you're gonna get away with it? Like, what? That's a special type of stupid. I'm sorry. If this was my daughter, the cops would be taking me to jail. Look at crap like this, and all I can think is, yeah, the cops are the bad guys.
Very rude person. The way
Cops always start the shit.
is horrible.
Cops. Defund these entitled ass kids that think that they can do whatever they want with cops with no repercussions.
I want you to pay attention to the first group of assailants as they break into the building. The second man through the window is wearing full tactical body armor and is carrying a baseball bat. Others are carrying riot shields.
Will the president wake up here and say something publicly with a camera pointed at him? And then B, what will his supporters in that Capitol, when they resume the debate about certifying Joe Biden's election as president, will some of these Republicans realize what they're doing is not only a fantasy, but it's a dangerous fantasy, and they need to back down?
Yeah, we're told that the entire D.C. National Guard, thousands of troops here in the nation's capital, the entire National Guard has been activated by the U.S. Department of Defense following this mob that has attacked the U.S. Capitol. Phil Mattingly is up on Capitol Hill right now. You're getting more very disturbing information. What are you learning?
Yeah, Wolf, I was talking with a couple sources aligned with the Capitol Police, and we're trying to kind of walk me through what's occurred over the course of the last hour and a half. And in the words of one, they were both simply overwhelmed. They did not expect that the outline barriers, the ones that are about 100 yards away from the Capitol building, would be breached. Once those
Well,
were
maybe
breached,
they should have
were stunned
gave
that
us
the
$2,000 instead of the illegals.
protesters actually walked up the steps on both the House side, on the Senate side, and the center steps, and then were willing to break through the windows. Now, what's been going on inside the Capitol is a couple of things. The first priority for the Capitol Police and for law enforcement inside is to secure leadership, make sure they are in a safe place. I'm told they are in a safe place, the leadership as well as the Senate Pro Tem, Chuck Grassley. I'm also told that based on everything that I've been talking to up to this point, all lawmakers are safe as well. They are in an undisclosed location. We are going to keep it that way for the time being. Now, the process is what's been, I think, most unusual as the Capitol Police trying to get their arms around this, is how to actually get the protesters out of the Capitol building right now. They have been moving, kind of starting with the floors, the House floor and the Senate floor, trying to push the protesters into a single place.
Oh, scaredy babies. Scaredy.
Into a single place where they can then escort them out of
They
the
act so tough on TV.
Clearly, I'm told they are making progress. I heard Bonnie report earlier. They believe the Senate floor is clear. I believe they're on the path to that on the House side as well. They are making progress with that. And it appears, according to my sources, that once that is complete, they will start to move in terms of what's going on the outside of the building. But Wolf, I will tell you right now, from my vantage point from the side of the Capitol, you will still see the steps on the Senate side, on the House side, and the center steps, you guys have camera footage of it as well, are still packed with individuals, so they're still moving towards the doors right now. So as the words of one source of mine inside the Capitol, this is not under control yet, but we feel like we're starting to get our arms around it. Obviously, it's a very, very fluid situation.
How can Trump encourage this?
I'm mostly getting text messages from lawmakers asking me if I know what's going on. They've been moved into secure locations, and at this point, they're just looking for information because they are seeing less and know less than pretty much everybody else on the outside.
Yeah, a lot of these, and I don't want to call them protesters.
Going in the history books, Trump.
Mobsters, they're going to be arrested. One thing about Capitol Hill, as we all know, there are closed-circuit cameras all over the place. They have video of these rioters, these mobsters. They will be arrested if they broke windows, if they stormed the floor of the U.S. Senate, the House of Representatives. They will be going to jail, many of them, for what they are doing right now. They probably are too stupid to know that they're heading for jail at some point down the road. Brian Todd, you're up there on
CNN is
stupid.
stupid.
But tell us what you're seeing.
Right, well, I'll set the scene for you as we walk a little bit toward the center steps of the Capitol here on the east side, where the crowd on the actual steps themselves has thinned out a little bit in the last few minutes. Not as many people packed on the steps there. We saw two groups of riot gear clad police coming in about 20 minutes ago, probably not more than about 30 of them, and they did not come in with any sense of urgency, but they did come into the plaza, and they moved kind of toward the south that way a little bit. Again, but not with any sense of urgency. You also
If Black Lives Matter could protest, why can't they?
To the left side. Now we don't see them. Now you see more protesters up there on the balcony on the left side. There were some Capitol Hill police up there a short time ago, but they have since pulled back. You do get the sense that whatever police have come so far have probably gone inside the building to try to address the situation there. They have not come in force to this plaza of the east side of the Capitol. We also know there have been confrontations with police and others on the west side. That situation has been very tense. Earlier today, we saw a lot of heard and saw a lot of flashbangs going off. So that got very intense. As some people, as we've reported on CNN, have gotten injured as well, and at least one woman shot in the chest, very seriously injured. We also know that a police officer has been injured and taken to the hospital. But let's have our photojournalist Eddie Gross go past me here, and I can kind of set the scene too. Look, this was the most densely packed set of stairs. This is the center steps of the Capitol on the east front. And as you can see, still a lot of protesters there, and they don't seem to be too worried. They may get pushed out of there soon. We don't know. We don't know when larger groups of police or National Guardsmen will show up here and what they're going to do when they do. But we can tell you that this crowd has thinned out a little bit. And Eddie, if you can just move to your right, to our right, you see some police over there on that side. That's the Senate side of the Capitol building. You see some police officers standing there. There were more people on that set of steps earlier too, and going almost up, toward the top. But they kind of contained that group over there. There was another set of protesters here on the House side steps. And Eddie, let's go forward here a little bit.
Hold on a minute, Ryan. The president-elect is about to